Hello everybody, I'm Dan. Welcome to my Java tutorial series. Throughout my tutorials, I will teach you Java using just Notepad and the command prompt. The order in which my tutorials are organized on both my website at javacjava.com and my YouTube playlist is designed to maximize learning by building on concepts from prior tutorials. This tutorial is about constructors and default access. I'm going to open up my website here, javacjava.com. Select menu and then Java OOP Tutorials, which is my object-oriented programming tutorials page. I'm going to scroll down to the default constructor. When no access modifier exists in a constructor declaration, the following default package private access is granted. Full access is granted to invoke the constructor from within the same package. Here's some things to think about. Multiple overloaded constructors can have different types of access modifiers applied to them. In other words, if you have one constructor with default access, other constructors can be public, protected, or private access. Be mindful of the class access type. A standard outer class can only have either public or default access. A default access constructor within a public access class may cause compiler errors. Let's go and scroll down here to the code here. We'll highlight this, hit Control-C, or right-click and select copy. I'm going to move this off screen there. Now I have a shortcut to the command prompt on my desktop. If you don't, you can right-click and select New Shortcut, type in CMD, next, finish. It's just that easy. Okay, let's go and open up our command prompt. We'll type in Java C, which is the Java compiler, and press Enter. You should see all this stuff scroll by. If you get an error message, go and watch my tutorial on installing a Java development kit. You want to make sure you get that installed and configured properly before continuing. CLS to clear the screen, CD space backslash. CD is short for change directories, and backslash tells it to go to the root. I'm going to make a directory with the MD command called Java. And I already have that, but if you don't, it'll go ahead and create it for you. I'm going to change directories to the Java folder. The Java folder is basically like my working directory. I'll create all my packages and test classes and tutorial stuff underneath here. So I'm going to make a directory called 1. I'm going to change to the 1 directory. And I'm going to Notepad a file called constructor1.java. Constructor1.java is going to be the name of my source code file. Go ahead and paste this stuff in here. So basically it's part of package 1. I'm going to be importing stuff from a package called 2. And I've got 2 classes in here. Tester, which has the main method entry point, and then constructor1. Constructor1 is a very simple class that we'll be testing access on, right, from within the same package. And it has default access on the class and default access on the constructor. And it'll simply display this to the console there. All right, let's go ahead and make sure we've got this saved. And let's go down a directory and make a directory called 2 for our 2 package. And I'm going to Notepad a file called constructor2.java. Okay, and let's go grab the source code here from my website for that. Let's scroll down a bit here. Let's highlight this, Control-C, or right-click and select copy, Control-V, or right-click and select copy. I'm going to save this right off the bat. So this is in package 2. And now I've made the class public here, right? Because that was one of the things I'm going to discuss there. And you know what? Let's just come back to this here. We'll play around with the constructor1 stuff first. Let's go down a folder, and I'm going to clear the screen and type in Java C 1/constructor1.java. Let's go ahead and compile that original source file here. And let's run the tester method here, right? So the tester is going to invoke the main method here, and it's going to create a new instance of the constructor1 object and invoke the constructor1 constructor, right? And since we are within the same package, everything will work just fine, and we'll see this displayed, the string literal default constructor in package 1 displayed to the console. Okay, let's go ahead and run it. So Java 1, and we want to invoke from the 1 package the tester class. Okay, default constructor in package 1. Okay, we're looking good there. Now let's go ahead and uncomment this, and we're going to try to create a new constructor2 instance and invoke its constructor as well. So let's go ahead and make sure we have this saved, and let's switch back over to this here. So in package 2 we have constructor2 class, and it is public so that we can create an instance of it. Right now constructor2 here is default access, right? So we should see an interesting error here when it goes to actually invoke the constructor. Shouldn't allow us to do that, right? Okay, let's come back here and let's recompile now. And we get an error, right? Error, constructor2 is not public in constructor2, right? This is the constructor2 constructor, and it's not public in constructor2 class. Cannot be accessed from outside the package. Okay, so that looks pretty good there, right? That definitely works out great there. So let's do one other thing. Let's just comment this out, right? And just show you that through inheritance. So like for example, if we tried to extend constructor 2, right? Because we're already importing 2 in every class in the 2 package there. So we're trying to extend constructor 2, which we can, and we're going to try to inherit all of its methods and elements too as well, right? So we should see a nice little error message there. Awesome. As a matter of fact, I'll just hit the up arrow. We'll run that there, right? Okay. Oh, you know what? I need extends right there. It doesn't like that. Let's save that. We'll typo on my part there. Let's clear our screen. Okay. So here we get an error. Constructor 2 is not public, and this is the constructor 2 constructor is not public in constructor 2, and that's the constructor 2 class. Cannot be accessed from outside of the package. All right, so that pretty much works there. Okay. Let me pull back over the website and talk about what we just went over there. So full access is granted to invoke the constructor from within the same package. Okay, we saw that. That's great, right? Now we tried to invoke a constructor from a different package, right? And there was a public access on that class, and of course we created some compiler errors. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out of that. Close out of this, close out of that, and really I don't have any final thoughts for you today. That's just basically constructor with the default access. That concludes this tutorial. Thanks for watching.